Hi everyone, so today we are going to be talking about the court hierarchy system of Western Australia. So what you should be doing right now is getting out your HASS book and writing this title at the top of a blank A4 page. You will need a whole page today, so don't try and do it just on half a page or whatever space you have left. You need to start a whole new fresh page today. If at any point during this lesson you need to stop and pause so that you can catch up with what I'm saying, please feel free to do so. I'm going to be going fairly fast because you can stop it and start it and replay it at any time that suits you. So just feel free to do that. Once you've written your title at the top of your page, you're going to need to draw a pyramid that looks like this. There should be 4 layers in your pyramid. The bottom layer needs to be right at the bottom of your A4 page, and then the top point needs to be right underneath your heading at the top. The bottom 3 layers need to be divided into halves because we are going to look at both the criminal and civil areas of each of the court layers in Western Australia. So go ahead and draw that pyramid now in your books. Again, if you need to pause, please do so. The bottom layer of courts in Western Australia is the Magistrates Court. In the Magistrates Court, we see smaller cases. So in the criminal section, and you can write this information on the left-hand side of your pyramid. So in the criminal division of the Magistrates Court, they deal with matters that carry a maximum prison time of 3 years or less. So we're talking about small crimes here like petty theft that will not send you to jail for a really long period of time. So it's 3 years or less. So you need to write that in that one side of the pyramid and label it criminal division. On the other side, on the right-hand side of the bottom layer, we're going to be talking about the civil division. And in the civil division, this section of the Magistrates Court has jurisdiction to hear claims that are under $75,000. Okay, so looking at cases that are person versus person or person versus group, civil cases, but they can get a maximum compensation of $75,000. So that needs to go in the right-hand bottom box in the Magistrates Court section. The next layer up is the District Court of Western Australia. In the District Court, same thing. There are 2 layers, two divisions, the criminal and the civil. On the left-hand side, you need to write about the criminal division. So the District Court of Western Australia has jurisdiction to hear crimes that are punishable by a maximum of 20 years imprisonment. Okay, so crimes that are between 3 and 20 years. If it's less than 3, we know it goes to magistrates, but if it's above 3 but under 20, it will go to the District Court. On the right-hand side of the District Court section, you're going to have the civil cases. The civil cases in the District Court are matters for claims between $75,000 and $750,000 of compensation. In the Supreme Court, again, on the left-hand side, you want to have the criminal cases. So the Supreme Court hears criminal cases that carry a maximum sentence of life imprisonment. Okay, so the worst you can get in the Supreme Court is life in prison. In the civil division, the Supreme Court hears matters to do with people's wills after they die. We call these probate matters. And also civil claims that are over $750,000. Finally, the High Court of Australia is the final court of appeal. So if anyone disputes other cases, they can go up to the High Court, which deals with disputes from the other courts, as well as disputes between states, territories, and the Commonwealth. And it also will hear from other courts that haven't been mentioned here, like family court as well. So those are the 4 layers of the court hierarchy in Western Australia. Obviously, the High Court of Australia sees cases from all around Australia, but the bottom three are just in WA only. So please make sure you've got this pyramid written out in your book, nice and clear. You know exactly what each court does, because you're going to be using the notes that you've made today to help you with the information that we're going to look at in further lessons, which is really quite interesting. It's about where criminals would go depending on the severity of a crime that they have committed, and also if somebody is suing somebody, what court they would go to as well. So we can look at some real life examples, but you need to know what the courts are first before you can get to that. So make sure you've got good notes. And I hope this made sense. If anything didn't make sense, please send a direct message to your teacher, either me if you're in my class or Mr. Farr if you're in his class, and we can explain things further.